When Rivers Meet are a blues and rock band formed by husband and wife duo Grace and Aaron Bond. Since bursting onto the UK blues scene in 2020 with their debut EPs, Grace and Aaron have been going from strength to strength, becoming the first band to win 4 UK Blues Awards in the same year last year, and also being voted Best New Band 2021 by Planet Rock listeners. That's incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds impressive.
Yeah, it does. How did you manage to do so well quite early? Is that just luck?
Oh, I don't know. It's
It's been
like a dream, really, to be honest, isn't it?
I think it's been a lot of hard work, and we kind of joke that we're a bit of like a, it's like a 10-year overnight success for us. That's how it feels.
So your new song is called He'll Drive You Crazy. How would you describe that song?
It's a banger.
I think, and it's obviously about relationships and kind of frantic times in relationships. And even though sometimes it's annoying, sometimes things can be good, passionate, crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you need that passion, and you need that kind of like craziness in your life to really
bit of spark.
Yeah, a bit of spark. Exactly right. Yeah.
And without getting too personal here, was it inspired by real life?
Oh, pretty much all our
Absolutely.
songs. All our songs are inspired by real life.
It should have been called "He'll Drive Me Crazy." See?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of effects on it, isn't there? Like there's some distortion on the voice. Do you like to produce it in that way?
And sometimes we do. It depends on the song, to be honest. I mean, because we wanted this song to be heavy and kind of like chaotic and all that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely definitely needed effects on this one. But there's other ones like Talking in My Sleep, for instance, where it's just Grace, myself, and a guitar, and that was it. There was nothing on there other than that. So
yeah.
So does it just depend on which song needs it or not, really, I guess?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
It does, and I think we always try and keep just a few key elements. And sometimes when you want a song to sound like fat, like big, you have to put effects on the elements. I mean, like He'll Drive You Crazy, guitar, bass, drums, and a fiddle solo. So if you want those elements to be strong, then in lots of ways, like effects, it's the main go-to to fatten the sound up.
Yeah, and of course it's not just blues as well. It's kind of blues rock, isn't it? Really, with those effects help make that sound.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our main influences have been blues and rock music, like classic rock music. So so we literally draw from everything that we've experienced and our inspirations.
With this album, because I mean, it's definitely been said it's more rocky, and we definitely kind of consciously put more upbeat songs on it. I think because we had in our mind we were going to tour this album, whereas with the first album we had no idea.
No,
and
we didn't know.
But we don't ever sort of think, oh, this song is going to be a really bluesy song, and this is going to be like we're going to put more rock. It's kind of just where the song needs to go.
Yeah.
So.
Again, it's just literally treat each song as an individual, even though we love to, for example, with the album, we love to have a main picture for the whole album to see which kind of route that we're going down. We've
already got an idea.
We've already got an idea. Yeah.
Wow. And we mentioned all the awards that you've achieved so far. Did you feel a bit of pressure with this album to, not let everybody down after all that success?
I would like to say no, but that'd be a lie.
Yeah.
There was quite a bit more pressure, I think, this time round because we'd won awards before, and we thought, wow, this album's got to be as good, if not better, than the last.
And I think it's not the awards. It was by the time the first album came out, like we'd grown quite a following by that point, but nothing like by this second album. So it's like more expectation of like people are going to pre-order, they're going to invest their money into this record.
Yeah.
So that's more the pressure. Like, are people going to like this? Are our fans going to like this?
Yeah. And I think the thing is like what we have done before, in the fact that we're quite ruthless when we write, in the fact that when we write a song, throughout the process, if at any point either of us go, I really don't like it, I'm not sure about this, we scrap it and then move on to the next song. And so we kind of like got our own system in the fact that I keep saying in the fact, don't I? Yeah, I do. Yeah, you pointed it out. I pointed it out. Now everyone's going to know. Yeah. So, like I say, we're quite ruthless, and we thought, well, we've got our own gauge, shall we say? So we think if we love the song, hopefully other people will too.
That was our motto.
That was a very long way of explaining that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Does that work all the time though? Because maybe you might have a song that you're not too sure about, but either other people actually really like it, or you might only have to change a couple of things to make it good.
Yeah, I think if it's a case of, and our producer's great, so he'll listen to things if we're not sure, and he'll be like, well, how about this? And if there's a turning point with it, then great. But we have learned from the past that don't follow someone else's vision, because we'll go completely off track. Like I said earlier, like it feels like a 10-year overnight success because our path has been very windy because of that, mostly because of that, where you sort of think other people know better than when we're creating the music, so it has to come from us.
You've got to be true to yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because people can spot in authenticity a mile off.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good point, because there's not one fan, is there? So every single person you ask will have a different vision of what you want to do. So you've got to do what you want to do, otherwise it's inconsistent.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. Yeah.
So how did you two first meet, and did the music come along at the same time or before or after?
Well, we first met at my local pub, and Grace was actually working behind the bar, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I walked in and we literally just got chatting. I ordered a pint, thought, oh my God, she looks gorgeous, I'm going to go and talk to her. So, and order a pint at the same time, which is a bonus.
It took him like about several months to then work out like what
she likes me too.
About 2 months.
Yeah.
It was quite a long-winded process.
Yeah, but but the music didn't come at the same time. We were both in our own projects, and it took quite a while. It took a few years actually before we saw literally what was in front of our own faces or noses, and thought, wow, actually we could actually do something together, because it never occurred to us before that. So yeah.
And then we'd never written a song before we started working together, so we then had to like learn how to write songs.
And the process of that was quite painful, wasn't it?
It was very painful. Yeah. There's a lot of arguments.
Yeah. And you're based in Essex now, but I believe, Grace, you're from Cambridgeshire and Aaron from Norfolk, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we moved.
And we met when Grace came over the border to Norfolk.
Yeah.
She managed to get a passport.
Yeah. And whereabouts from Norfolk are you from, by the way?
I'm from a little town called Downham Market, which is just outside of King's Lynn.
Oh, okay. Quite near the border then.
Oh, very, very much so.
My back garden kind of was, if you done a few steps past my back garden, you were in Norfolk.
Yeah,
so it was
right.
Pretty close.
Yeah, I think we were literally like 7 miles away from each other, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you say you're from 2 different counties, it sounds far away, but really just down the road.
Quick drive, absolutely. Yeah.
So in terms of your music, who does what? Do you each sort of have roles in producing and writing and things?
Yeah, we pretty much do. Aaron pretty much exclusively does all of the lyrics, and I do the music and melodies. So that's, and like we were saying, it took us a long time to work out our formula, not only to sort of learn how to write songs, but then to write them together. And we found our strengths. Aaron's definitely, his strength is in lyrics, mine's in the music. And so we had to sort of work that out, and then work out, it tends to be like, say a riff idea comes up, I'll show Aaron the idea, he'll go away, write some lyrics, normally like pages and pages and pages of lyrics, and then we filter it down. But we've kind of got the system down now, so it's a bit quicker than it used to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And this is one of those rubbish questions, but I actually want to know the answer. Where did the name When Rivers Meet come from?
Well, it's quite a long story, but I'll shorten it down. Yeah, you say it, because it could take a while. I might go off on a tangent or something.
So we were previously called Holmes and Bond because my maiden name was Holmes.
Yeah.
And when we got married, we were sort of really trying to find our direction and find the music that we love to play. And we wanted to come up with a new name. And we were out in Sardinia, and we've been saying about we wanted it to sound like two things like coming together and colliding. and we happened to be literally overlooking like this big ravine where two rivers met. So we were like, okay, when rivers meet, this is it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's it. So that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense now. And not only have you got your new song, but you're doing a tour around April time and beyond. So what can we expect from the tour?
Oh, we can't wait. So the tour, it kind of, well, we've done 3 full band shows.
Yeah.
But with the tour, we are taking our band on the road. It's going to be pretty amazing. We're really pulling the songs and we're changing them for the live show. Not in a way that's kind of, you're not going to recognise them, but we're really strengthening them for live. And it's so new to us. Like I say, we've only done 3 full band gigs, but we've just got the best group of people.
Yeah, totally.
And it's really just feels like all of our songs are being coloured in, all the missing pieces, the things we can't do as a duo because, you know, Aaron's only got so many feet and hands. So it's just a bigger sound. It's just kind of more of us, which is totally. It's just going to be really cool.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah, and your success began at a time when it wasn't really a great idea to become a musician. So are you glad to get out and start performing again?
I'm going to say yes, because when we quit our day jobs and became full-time musicians,
not long before lockdown,
we thought, well, that was a really bad idea.
Yeah.
I think what it did do for us though was we said, okay, we have to find jobs in a really difficult climate, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or we have to make this work. And we kind of felt like we'd burnt our bridges. We were like, let's do this. We haven't got any option.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the making of us, really.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah.
And that's an interesting thing, because you would have sort of fallen through the gaps in terms of financial support, wouldn't you, if you've left your job and are only recently self-employed?
Well, exactly. Yeah, we had so like loads of gigs lined up right as lockdown struck. It was like we had more gigs we booked, but even saying that, like we were playing as many pubs as we could play in, and like you're talking £50 a meal.
And the thing, the thing as well, I mean, we bought this old VW van and converted it into a camper van. So literally, we could tour around the country and play these gigs, as many as we could. You know, we'd sleep in the van, so it's as cheap as possible. You know,
we were kind of used to living on a shoestring, but then it just became like a non-existent shoestring. So we just had to work.
Yeah. And have you got plans to do more tours after this one?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, after the April-May spring tour, we're popping over to the States for a few weeks and playing over there.
Wow.
And we're coming back in, and we've got another tour booked in October. So we've got a load more dates. And then we're already booking for 2023 as well.
We've already got a tour in Europe for 2023.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We've got some amazing venues as well, which we just can't get our head round quite yet, like Shepherds Bush Empire. Like,
wow. It's so cool.
Yeah, in October, you've kind of got 2 tours going on at the same time, haven't you, with Rocktober and then your October headline dates kind of intertwining together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's pretty
really cool.
Exciting. Yeah, to have
we're very lucky. Yeah,
it's been amazing.
Yeah. So who do you look to in terms of influences when you're making music?
I think we always tend to go back with music, you know, whether it's to the original blues players or that kind of the British blues sort of era, 60s, 70s era.
Yeah, rock blues,
the revolution, you know, when all like Free and
Bad Company, Free, like Rolling Stones, and
it always tends
Led
to
Zeppelin.
be like we're drawn to like simplicity. So we will if we hear something and it's got a strong beat and a cool riff and a nice melody, we're like, love it. Whatever it is, we're always like, and it always is the same thing. So we try and always remember, because it's especially when you're thinking about expectation, to think, oh, we need to put more stuff on this, and we need another bridge, and we need another chord, we need more chords, and we need key change. And often it's like, no, you just don't.
You really
just
don't,
feel it. And so, and that kind of is the ethos again of going back to like, do you feel it? Do you like love it? Does it work for you?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah. And of all the songs you've released, do you have any favourites so far?
I think my favourite would have to be "Did I Break the Law?" I think, totally.
Yeah. I think I'd go with that as well, because it's pretty much sums up the whole riff, beat, vocal thing, the simplicity that we love. So
And any more plans after these tours? Have you got any more albums? I think you sort of mentioned you're already thinking about the next one, aren't you?
Yeah, we've already got plans afoot for the next album, and obviously touring again next year. So it's
a bit more tricky, because when obviously with all the lockdowns, it was easier because we only work with one person in the studio. It's been easier for us, and we live there at the same time. It's been easier.
We live in our van, don't we?
Yeah. But it's a little bit more tricky now because we've got kind of more going on. But we're definitely going to be carving out time for recording.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the new song is out now, He'll Drive You Crazy, and you can also get tickets for the shows at thegigcartel.com and ctickets.com. And many thanks for coming on the show today. It's been great to have you both on.
Thank you for having
Toby.
us. Cheers, Toby.